Jenny from Just Being Me, and you're listening to the Learning to Love Yourself podcast, the show that inspires you to put yourself first.
Learning to love yourself on the path to happiness. Learning to love yourself on the path to happiness.
Welcome back to our podcast. This week, we are speaking with the very lovely Lisa Williams, who's going to share with us her inspiring story from getting herself out of a workplace into a world you absolutely love living now, don't you, Lisa?
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much for having me, Jenny. It was lovely to be here, and I'm really excited to share my story to give your listeners some motivation to make those changes to live the life that they really desire.
So what sort of situation we're in? How are you feeling when you realise that actually I need to change something?
So at a point in my life, it was back in January 2017, I had just experienced my second miscarriage, and I was in a very dark place. I was in a place of I physically hated my body. I felt worthless as a woman because I couldn't carry my children. I was in a very low place, and I felt like, now looking back, I was very much just working to live. And I was going to my paid job at the time. I was in an office that I was on my own in. My office was the size of an office to fit about 10 people, and it was just me in it. It was a very old,
around.
yeah, it was a very old building. So obviously a lot of computers are taken away what the office was at the time. Like when it was built, the office was full of secretaries, but then computers and systems have taken that away. So it was just me doing the accounts for the company. So it was, didn't have anyone to speak to. I was on my own. So I felt very lonely and low. And I really couldn't see out of that dark tunnel that I was in. I was in a happy relationship. I had a child who I absolutely adored. Obviously, the miscarriages were trying to conceive our second child. And I didn't feel like I was giving her the attention that she needed. And I knew I had to make those changes because I didn't want to do anything. If I could, I probably would have sat in bed all day and done nothing. But I couldn't do that. I had to be a mum at the same time. I had to show up. I had to go to work. So I couldn't see.
There was already a bit of you in that bit, because actually you could just sit in your bed all day because, actually when people get to that place, there was already a bit of you going, no, I can't do this. I have got to still.
Yeah.
So you'd already identified that little bit that, I need to keep doing this.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and at that point, I was very, like I said, I didn't have anyone to speak to. I wasn't speaking about my miscarriages. I wasn't openly sharing how I felt with anybody. So I was holding it all in. And that's no good for anybody. And obviously now I know that, but then I didn't.
Yeah.
So I actually stumbled across a live on Facebook at this time in my life. And that live was from a lady who I used to work with. We had our Saturday job together in Evans, if anyone remembers Evans, the clothes shop. We had a Saturday job in Evans together, and then we both went off to university, both went our separate ways. And I was just scrolling through Facebook, and she dropped on my timeline. And it was very much, I needed to see her and this video. And she was full of confidence. She was full of self-love. She was sharing a beauty brand product at the time. It was a direct selling company. I didn't know anything about direct selling at this point. And I was very intrigued as to how she's got so much confidence. So I kept watching and I kept watching, and I kept getting drawn into her confidence and that ooze of self-love. And I was like, I need that. So whatever she's doing, I need to do that. So I messaged her and I said, look, I have no idea what you do or how you do it, but I know I need to be involved because I'm going through, and I told her what had gone through, and I need to learn to start to love myself. And she was like, oh my God, yes, please. I've got all these tools that I can share with you. Please come and join. So I signed up to the company. I didn't have a clue what I was doing. At this point, bearing in mind, I would not take a selfie of myself. You will
Wow.
very much not see a selfie of me from pre-2017. There's not very many. There may be one, if that, if you're lucky to find one. Signed up, and the first thing that she did to me was she introduced me to personal development. And that's when I was like a sponge. The easiest way to describe it, I was like a sponge. I took it all in and I just soaked it. I was like, give me more, give me more, give me more, give me more. And I took it all in. And then once I took everything in that I could, I then processed it. And then I was like, oh my God, this is like actually changing my life. And the first book that I really read that really opened my eyes was like, I need to implement this into my life right now, was The Universe Has Your Back by Gabrielle Bernstein. And
Absolutely.
that was like the key book, the key significance that was like, this is a complete life changer. I am now going to implement all of this into my life. So I started to implement it into my life. Like, obviously, I tried to do it all at once, but you can't do that. So I did it slowly, and I really started making those changes. And that's what then led me on to where I am now, really. That's kind of like the first starting point. I did later, the year later, go on to have another miscarriage, but I was in a position that, yes, I was really hurt and it really affected me, but I was able to turn it myself around quicker.
So literally from 1 year to the next, your mindset,
Yeah.
you working on you learning to love you supporting yourself made all of the difference when another negative came along.
Yeah. So whereas when I had my first and my second miscarriage, I was really sitting in that self-loathing, hating myself, really in that place of, why me? Why is this happening to me? I must be awful for this to happen to me. I hate my body. I hate this. Whereas when I had my miscarriage in 2018, which was after 18 months after I started working on my mindset, I didn't sit in that self-loathing stage. Yes, I sat in the sadness. I allowed myself to cry and grieve, but I picked up a self-development book around loss and losing your children and loss of family and things like that. So I was able to use something that I'd learned to be able to shift through that.
One of the key things that I always do with all my clients is create a toolbox, and it's their own toolbox. It looks like that, however it wants to do. And we put tools in just like that. Go find a book that relates to how you're feeling, or find a book that inspires you. And it's so important that once actually, I'm in this place, I need to support myself. What tool shall I go and find that's going to help me through this process? But it's just as important to sit with the emotion that you're in. So it was important. You just had a major loss in your life, so it's important to sit with the sadness as well.
I think it was also allowing myself to recognize that was my child.
Yes,
Whereas
absolutely.
when you go to these like hospital appointments when you've had a miscarriage, and it's not recognized as a child, it's like, oh, it's a loss, it'll happen, it happens, move on. They don't let you sit with that feeling that you have actually lost a child. And, there's no support there for anybody in that field. And until you've actually had 3 losses in the UK, you don't get any support.
Wow.
So I wasn't even...
Lots of trauma.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
And then going on to have a healthy pregnancy after, your whole nervous system is in trauma state.
Yeah.
So by doing all the work that I did in that 18 months, then having a loss, then obviously building my mindset back up, then going on to have a healthy pregnancy, all the mindset work I'd done really helped me in that whole cycle.
It is one of the key things that I firmly believe, you know, my whole role is talking about, I work a lot with people with trauma, various different types of trauma, but it is the whole thing is your self-belief. Because if your self-belief is in the right place, it shifts everything in your world. It really does. And it's just so important that you can, it's not an easy journey when you do it on your own though, Lisa, is it? Because I did it on my own.
No, it isn't. I was very lucky to be on that journey with the direct selling company that I was in. So as part of, obviously we were in a team. So as part of that team, we were doing things together. We were reading books together. We were watching trainings together and YouTube videos together. And we kind of really came together as such, which is why now, obviously, I have my own community. I do really want people to have those bonds where they can work together, you know, especially if they are struggling with their mindset or their self-belief or their confidence and things.
And it's also really important the people you have around you, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because we spend so much time, or a lot of people spend time. It's one of the things that I just no longer do. Spend time with people trying to please them. And if you're trying to please somebody, they're not your people. They're just not your people. Because the people you want around you are the people that love you because you're you.
Absolutely, yeah.
And when you're in a really bad place, those are the people that you need there, not somebody that wants you to please them.
Yeah, definitely.
It's very important, the people around you, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. It makes a huge difference to how you feel, doesn't it? And how, you know, you make them feel. Because obviously we are energetics. And if two people together who are, you know, on the same energetic wavelengths, then obviously that is then a ripple effect into the world, isn't it?
Absolutely. And the other thing through learning about having the right people around me was the fact that actually how that happens is because of the fact that you love yourself and you become yourself, and then you attract people that like that.
Yeah.
And therefore you are attracting the right people. And as you say, energetically, because you're a magnet, your energy attracts other energy. So if you're busy trying to please other people, you're going to get the people that need to be pleased. So it's really important. And on all of these things, Lisa, on this journey, none of them cost money, do they? You know,
it's what's the cost of a book? To get what I'm saying? It's not. Not.
It is about actually, if you want to get some support with it, then that may cost money, but actually down. And for me, my journey started with the words, I'm amazing. Sitting down and saying that to myself every day.
Yeah. But what you get in a book, you can definitely get on YouTube and podcasts now.
Absolutely.
So
it's all very available.
Like, you can buy the book, but there's nothing saying you can't still get that information on podcasts, which are free, on YouTube, which is free. So, and even in communities, there's lots of free resources and information available out there now in the world of online.
But it is about making that choice that you
it's the choice. It's absolutely the choice, Jenny, because I do have people around me who I love dearly, but when I've tried to encourage them to do this, they don't want to. They always make an excuse, or, well, I can't do that because I'm so used to doing things this way. You have to be ready to make that choice.
One of the reasons why I always have an initial free call with my clients is because we have to make sure that you're in the space to be able to move forward. You can present the bowl of water, but you can't make somebody drink it.
Yeah.
You know, and you have to be in that right space. And that comes from you internally, doesn't it? And I think you've got that inside of you in bucket loads. Once you knew what you needed to do, how you needed to feel, you went back and found that, didn't you?
Absolutely, yeah.
That's just amazing. Well done, you. Well done, you. So what do you do now then, Lisa?
So I am now a vision board coach. So what I do with that is I help mainly business women to create the blueprints of their dreams and their desires and help them bring those visions to reality. and live the life and freedom that they truly desire, they truly align with. So I do that through several ways. I have a book. So I have a book called The Vision Board Blueprints, which is a best-selling book on Amazon. I also have a mastermind, which is where I help and support a group of women to work on those dreams and those desires regularly so that they are taking the actions that they need to take. I run a free Facebook group where I share lots of tips and support on there. And then I also have a membership, which is a community-based membership to help women come together so that they are in the right space to grow and move forward with their dreams and their desires.
And it sounds like these people are action takers like yourself, in the fact that actually we need to do this. Let's move forward. Let me find the tools. Lisa's going to help me with it.
Yeah.
Perfect. We will put all of those details down below the podcast, or if we're on YouTube, it will be somewhere around the YouTube video. So go check Lisa out. I'm sure she's more than happy to have a chat with you if you need to just have that connection made. Go check it out. Thank you very much, Lisa, for being with us today.
You're very welcome. Thank you, Jenny.
Are you feeling stuck? Do you want to be able to create a better conversation with yourself, but just don't know where to start? I offer a free 20-minute session to see where you want to be and how to get you there. Just click on the link below. Remember, it's free. Book your space. It could change your life. Thanks for listening today. If you'd like to know more, you can find all the links down below. Oh, and don't forget to press subscribe so you can catch the next one. See you soon.